大家好. Okay, my name is Vincent May. I am the founder and the director at Changquan and also the head coach at Bajishu. So I want to talk a little bit about my personal experience of 长拳术, 韩基祥老师的长拳术. Started from like when I first engaged with Master Han and how we came about, collaborating, having him spearheading 长拳术, and how I felt overall, as the from the admin, from a director standpoint at 长武阁, how do I view 长拳术? So backtrack a little bit. I started 长武阁mainly for one reason, is to really preserve and promote traditional quality traditional Chinese martial arts styles, as we know that it is rapidly declining in terms of spreading, and eventually we can all see that it's going to die out. But we can't let that happen. So I started Changwuge. So what it is that I started Bajishu 2 years ago, and it has proven very successful teaching traditional Chinese martial art in the traditional way, in a very well curated curriculum, and it works. So then I wanted to, spread sort of a scale horizontally, and the first shu that I wanted to start was Changquan Shu, mainly because I did not know Han Sifu until maybe a year ago, or a little bit over a year ago. I always notice him because he's got a shiny name, because he is Han Qingtang's grandson. And to be honest, at first I thought, okay, so he's got this huge lineage. He is Grandmaster Han Qingtang's grandson, and of course, he's a pedigree. Then I got to know him, talked to him a lot, and we chatted online. And he not only he's a great guy, but he's also extremely intelligent, and also he's got the vision, he has the passion, he has the pressure as well to really spread his knowledge that he inherited from his family, and that itself aligned with Changwuge's vision and mindset. And not just that we became very good friends, but also our vision aligns. And when I'd approach him and say, hey, what if we open up a Changquan Shu together, and we'll collaborate, and I'll supply the support as a university. You will be the professor that we hired. We want to be the Harvard of the Stanford, the Harvard of traditional martial art. And he didn't really think much, and he immediately just say, all right, I'm in, I'm going to do it. Then really quickly, we have a pre-production in about like maybe just 3 months time. And then everything was very seamlessly, it worked very well together. And then we designed the curriculum together. Han Sifu has a vast amount of materials, training materials. And one good way is that through this experience, he got to reorganize a lot of his teaching procedures to optimize it for online. And we know that traditional martial art, in order for it to be effective, you need to have a really good amount of biomechanical training, the structural training. So all those stuff prior, all those training, you need to train hard to earn in order to use the art, right? So a lot of people thinks, you cannot teach martial art without physical presence. I thought the same way, but Bajishu came into fruition pretty well, and I can see that Changquan Shu can work. So then we started the first group. Okay, 天主, so the 天 means heaven, sky. So that first class, has been working diligently. So his program was very detailed. And when I learned Changquan too when I was first started. But I gotta tell you, I mean the way Hansi would teach and the way he designed the courses, from 开门弹腿、功力弹腿 to 活串弹腿, the curriculum design progression is mind blowing, right? So I'm not exaggerating. It is truly mind blowing, and there is a procedure. It's very scientific. He approached it in multiple ways. Like he has a slogan that Changquan is like water, right? It's able to seamlessly integrate into all the rivers and oceans, like large and small. And that really, it is true. That statement was true because I see the way he does tan tui. I believe a lot of you guys have done tan tui one way or another. But this tan tui is different. It's so deep. That's my first impression is that Han Sifu, his tan tui, his Changquan is so deep that from a simple movement, without really replicating or changing the form itself, you can use the same biomechanic to drive a staff, drive a double-handed sword. You can use it to spar immediately. You can see his daughter, getting, gold medal. A little 8-year-old girl getting gold medal just by doing 弹腿一路二路一路二路. So just like the first and second line of 弹腿repeatedly, but in a very dynamic, very alive way. And this stuff worked. Like as I mentioned, it's weapon, it's empty hand, it's chinna, it's sanso, right? You can do it in sparring, and just the system is very complete, right? So just from my standpoint, but I gotta say, all of the first class students work really hard, and the weekly feedback, they record themselves. Han Sifu, he would assign homework every classes at the end of every lesson, and then the student record themselves, upload to a cloud, Google Drive, and then Han Sifu every Monday he would review it, and then provide feedback in the video format. So there's a lot of interaction, and I think I can see, because I do the translation, I do the subtitle, because Sifu Han doesn't speak English that well, so he speaks in Mandarin, and then he handed to me, I do the translation. And and I think the communication was very smooth, and all the students, they received the feedback, and then they progress. And I can single-handedly, I saw them progress in the past 3-4 months. And they were trained, started out in kaimen. Kaimen meaning it's to open doors, to open gate, right? So how do you use it in fighting? And then very quickly, you're gonna feel like, okay, so I can use it as well. Then really, before you even know, his 功力弹腿, you're starting to develop 功力 to really support a lot of the structural power to the movement that you train. And later on, they're going to be training 活串弹腿, so that's another stage. So just from what I have seen in 16 lessons so far, these guys has tremendously improved. And just for myself too, with 八级数, I see a lot of remote students has gone, progressed so far and beyond, that, I could have never imagined a non-in-person teaching method can work so effectively. I think it works because like I said before, traditional Chinese martial art requires a good amount of dedication in building that biomechanic and structure, and that's why it works. And then anyone who has any fighting or martial art background or have any sparring background can immediately apply this stuff. I don't need to be there. Sifu Han doesn't need to be there. If they don't have any background, they can attend any of the seminars. And once they attend it, they get that experience, hands-on experience, and everything will click. So I highly recommend. It's not because I run Changwu. It's really because I am so happy to see a traditional style can be passed on across the globe to anywhere in the world. Get to live, and we can see that in the future it's gonna live on. Okay, so I think we're doing something that's very meaningful, very powerful, and yeah. So that aside, if you want to learn about the true Changquan long fist, highly recommend it to sign up. And we have about 2 weeks registration open, 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, it's a rare opportunity, so sign up.